Today we're going to be talking about the RMS Olympic. This is going to be a series about the Olympic class hunters. So today we're going to be doing the Olympic. Don't I pulled up right here. Then Titanic and then Britannic. So let's start talking about the Olympic. So, the RMS Olympic was constructed on December 16th, 1908, and launched on October 20th, 1910. They continued into her fitting out process. Meanwhile, her sister, RMS Titanic, was still in the works. Eventually, the Olympic would set sail, becoming the biggest ocean liner in the world. The biggest ship in the world. And she would have a successful career throughout her life. Although, in September of 1911, something would happen to the Olympic. So, the Olympic, there's a ship called the RMS Hawk, and the RMS Hawk hit the Olympic on starboard side stern section, and it filled two watertight compartments. And remember, the stern could only withstand 2 compartments. And if it was any more, then the Olympic would have sunk. And we're going to be also listening to the Olympics whistle. Here's the whistle. Alright, you guys have a general depiction on what the Olympics horn sounded like. So, and on April 10th, and I'm pretty much skipping the Titanic construction. So after the HMS Hawk collision, she had to go back to Belfast for repairs, where the sister ship Titanic was still in the construction. So, they decided, since they couldn't afford to just get more resources or something, they decided to use pieces from the Titanic. And also, the workers that were working on the Titanic had to go and work on and to repair the Olympic. And yeah. After that, she continued sailing until she threw a propeller blade and had to go back to Belfast for repairs. Honor and glory? Hello? Anyways, on April 10th, 1912, the RMS Titanic finally set sail from Southampton, becoming the biggest ship in the world, overpassing her sister. Oh, and also here's a picture of the HMS Hawk and the Olympic. The hole in the Olympic, the damage below the waterline being much greater than that above. The bow of the Hawk, the damage being so great that the ram has been mashed flat. Yep. So, and during the Titanic sinking, they would pick up the Titanic's distress calls. But since there was so many ships talking, especially with Titanic, they're like SOS, CQD, CQD, SOS. And when the noise suddenly settled, this is what the Olympic said to Titanic. Are you coming southerly to, or are coming south to meet us? Like, why would the Titanic be going south? And then Jack Phillips replied with really angrily, "We are putting women and children into the boats. We've struck an iceberg and sinking." And after that, the Olympic realized the situation and started heading towards the side of the Titanic. But they won't reach there. And after the Titanic sunk, there were some tests made on the Olympic, like the turning ability. Because there's this YouTuber called Historic Travels, and he talked about so the Olympic did a task. So there's an imaginary iceberg, and he said the moment from the time the Lucas saw the iceberg to the collision, they said that it took 37 seconds. But no, he said that wasn't from Titanic. That's actually going to be from the test by the Olympic. So, anyways, after this, the RMS Olympic continued voyage, but she still had to get a hull, a double hull, more lifeboats. Yeah. More lifeboats. More. And basically, the watertight bulkheads had to go up to B deck when they were actually on E deck. And, well, she continued her career, and also the HMHS Britannic was under construction, which was really great. But in August 1914, everything would change. The Olympic will go to war. World War I has broken out. Sorry. So, the Olympic was diverted into a hospital ship. No, a troop ship. And carried troops from Europe to America. No, America to Europe. And her sister, Britannic, was just under the final stages of construction. And the British Admiralty was like, "Yo, finish your Britannic in 4 months." I think it was 4 months. Comment down below to correct me. Anyways, but around 1917, 1918, the Olympic got this dazzle paint, and honestly, those colors look really good. And this is dazzle paint as a camouflage against U-boats. Also, there's a story of the Olympic where it saved the HMS Audacious. I think that's the name of the ship. I honestly do not know. Please tell Brightside to shut up, since I literally got that from Brightside. So, anyways, the Olympic also sunk a U-boat, U-103, and, well, she also a torpedo did hit the Olympic, and it didn't detonate, so the Olympic didn't sink. was only during the one of the dry docks of the Olympics that they noticed that there was a dent in the middle of the ship, like right around here. And it was because of that one torpedo. So, after that, she continued her service, and yeah. She continued service until 1929 when she hit the Nantucket Lightship. After that, she continued service, but in 1930, the Great Depression happened. And nobody was traveling, and so the Olympic was set out to be scrapped. And I'm gonna also try and find something on YouTube here. Wait a minute. The final voyage. Yeah. Her final voyage to the shipbreaking yard in Jarrow? Yeah, here it is. I'll just let you guys watch it.
Last time, the Olympic at Team up for the last time. The Olympic is at Southampton, her deck's empty, and for the last time the Blue Peter flutters from her masthead. The old White Star liner is sailing on her last voyage, en route for Jarrow and the shipbreakers, but there is no send-off. She had a wonderful war record, sinking 2 enemy submarines,
which gave 100,000 jobs to the people there. Now, I really wish that the Olympics stayed, just like the Queen Mary. But if I was like at the time, somebody during the Great Depression, and I didn't have a job, then, well, I would of course be like, yay, the Olympics gonna shut up, I can finally get a job, and plus I have a wife and kid to feed. Yeah, anyways, that wraps up the story of the RMS Olympic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!